Okay, so we're gonna make oatmeal cookies, homemade, super tasty and healthy. I've got 2 cups of gluten-free oats right there. Here they go. 1.5 tablespoons of melted raw cacao butter. 1 cup of almonds chopped and 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. So they're really coarsely chopped. You can chop them finer if you want to. You don't want to quite make them into a powder though, because you want to keep some crunchiness in there. I'm going to give that a quick mix. Get all that coconut butter mixed through. Then I'm going to add, this is coconut sugar. So we've got 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar here. That's going to give it that sweetness. But it's a natural sweetness. So let's mix that through. I want to break down any lumps of the sugar in there. And here we've got 1/2 cup of goji berries. These are dried goji berries. These are soaked just for about 20 minutes just to make them a little bit softer, and then they will expand. Whoop! In they go. Let's get them out there. Give it a good mix. And then in that I've got 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. So I'm going to drizzle that through and give that a really good mix. Now this is real mood boosting food as well, because you've got raw cacao powder in there. That's a mood booster. And then we're going to make it even more delicious by adding in 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder. In it goes, 1 and 2. So all of this is natural ingredients. Give it a really good mix. Now I want that to start to go a little bit more sticky and combine just a little bit. And I am conscious that we don't want to put too much sweetness in there, but I do want to make it sticky. So here I've got some agave syrup, and I'm going to drizzle in just 2 tablespoons of agave syrup. Give that a mix through. You can see it's really starting to get a little bit gooey, but I want to make that a little bit more gooey, so I'm going to add in some coconut milk. Now coconut milk is really easy to make at home. If you look at the recipes, it's on my webpage. So we're just going to add in a drip by drip. So that's 3 tablespoons so far. Let's see if all of that combines together. You're going to have to play it by ear because it depends on the texture and consistency of your almonds. If you do put them into a food processor, they will go a little bit more like an almond flour. So that's entirely up to you. So I want that just a little bit softer. So I'm going to add in a couple more tablespoons. So that's 5 tablespoons, 6 tablespoons of coconut milk. And I'm going to leave that to settle for about 10 minutes to see how that liquid is absorbed into the oats, to see if it's ready for the texture to make our cookies. So here's the mixture. We put 6 tablespoons of coconut milk in this about half an hour ago. Still not quite the texture that I want it to. You can see it's quite crumbly. So I'm going to add in the rest of that milk, which takes it to about 7.5 tablespoons of milk. And I actually might even need a little bit more. So again, you're just going to gauge where you're at with the consistency on this and how absorbent your oats actually are. Mine are gluten-free oats, so if you're using normal oats, then perhaps yours might be a little less absorbent. So that's 8, 9. You could actually say it's about 1/2 cup of milk, but do it bit by bit. The same way as if you were making a normal cake, you would take it step by step for a sponge cake. Still not quite there, so I'm going to add that in. So that's now a full 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm going to let that just rest again for another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to make it into cookie shapes and then pop them in the oven. So I'm happy with the consistency of the mixture now. So what I'm going to do is just, in my hands, squeeze out any excess liquid and place them onto the tray.